Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I want to talk about a toxic person, toxic type person. And I know what I would think of as a behavior of one of the cluster Bs, but I could be wrong. But it's when they are all geared up, something like something happened to them. It could even be that they woke up on the wrong side of the bed, like people say. Or something happened to them, somebody was negative toward them, and when they see their victim, the person they have chosen to be their victim, to take everything out on, they try to start a fight, try to take all their anger out on that person. Okay, and I want to talk about that. Okay, now one of the things I have noticed about this type is that they tend to not let anybody, their victim, finish their sentence. Okay, the victim might feel like they need to defend themselves. That like the toxic person will blame them on something, or try to start that argument and saying that you're doing something wrong, or hinting at it so they can start the argument. And the other person might feel the need to defend themselves. Now, I ride the fence on this one, if it's a good thing or bad thing. It all depends on the situation, the person, and it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. And some people, I've said in video just previously, recently, that it depends a lot on culture too, and just the person themselves. How they feel like they might feel like they need to defend themselves, or they might feel like it's setting, drawing a boundary. It could, however the situation, but the toxic person is trying to start a fight, trying to start an argument to, take all their anger out on their victim, the person they chose to be their victim. And so the victim decides to try to defend themselves, or tries to say something, like I said, to set a boundary, whatever, but the toxic person won't let them finish the sentence. Will talk over them, I think is the expression many of us use, is talk over them. Okay, and the way I've seen that is that they really are wanting to get to the part to where they can blow up and get all their their anger out on that other person, so that after they blow up and put it on somebody else, they go on happily, walk away happy. Now the victim doesn't. The victim has all that on them, and the toxic person might not feel any reason to apologize, or they apologize like maybe the next day, after after the victim has suffered all 24 hours or whatever, and their apology is more like, well, yeah, okay, I apologize, this kind of thing. Okay, another thing I've noticed about some toxic people do is to really, they set the scene up. They set up a scene where whenever they feel the need to take something out on... Okay, my camera cut itself off. But when they feel the need to... they set up something that they can use later on to where they can start an argument. So they can blow up again, get it all out of their system, And they do have this tendency to... Well, if anybody... whatever they feel is an insult, that somebody has insulted them, they don't accept it. But it might be somebody like their boss, somebody they feel is higher up, and they can't take it out on the boss. They do use displacement and projection and all these things. So they go to their victim and do this. So they set up something that they can always use, and they can to start this fight, so they can blow up and feel happy after they blow up on the other person. And I mean, it could be something simple, like if a person is married. It could be on the job, somebody's married, and at home, and they set up something that they feel is a rule. Okay, they definitely use the infantilization, to treat the other person like the other person is a child, and then that child has to mind them. That's a bad situation, in my opinion. Anyway, they set it up, this is a rule, like All your keys must go over here, or all your shoes must go over there. Well, that's not where you would put your shoes, or that's not where you would put your keys, whatever, but they're going to set it up, and even if you disagree, they're still going to have in their mind that they told you so. You see, you might say, screw you, I'm not doing what you say, I'm a grown person, but they're going to set it up so then they can start an argument with that. And they'll have some kind of twisted logic behind it that doesn't meet the situation. And like I don't know about you, but as a woman, I keep my keys in my purse because I'm always going to have my purse with me when I go out. So if somebody were to tell me to put the keys, nobody's ever told me this, but to put my keys on something, I would think they're crazy. Not crazy. I really would think that they, stay in your lane. They need to stay in the lane. And no, I'm not going to mind somebody as a grown up. Yeah. But they'd use that. This type will use that, and then they'll have some, like I said, some strange logic behind it. Like, well, that way they can always find your keys. Okay, now some people say, hey, that's kind of logical. Well, if you listen, you know where my keys are. My keys are in my purse. You can go there. Okay, you see? But that's also doing that thing of defending yourself with them, and they love it because they still, that to them kind of says, hey, they're the boss. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And seriously, about this infantilization, they're treating you like a child and you're a grown adult. I've done videos on that before, and this does go along with this toxic type that will set it up so they can take everything out on you. That's what I've seen, heard about, and well, let's just say seen myself. Doesn't have to be done to me. And like I said, it can be a boss who does this, has that kind of personality where they just suddenly explode. Like I say, it could be that maybe their boss said, hey, you didn't do this, you didn't meet that, and they want to take it out on somebody because they don't want it to hear that they're wrong about anything. So they take it out on an employee. I remember one of them, that guy took it out on everybody, and it was a really bad situation for everybody working there. One guy, would hit his fist on the wall, another one should hit her head on the table. Oh my goodness, it was bad. But yeah, I've seen this kind of thing. The boss doesn't want to accept. That toxic person doesn't want to accept they are wrong. I mean, there are certain people who will never believe that they are wrong about anything. And that's another kind of toxic behavior. They don't want to accept it, and they want to take it out on anybody else when somebody says they're wrong. Some people call that like the insult, what they feel is an insult when somebody, says, hey, you're not doing this right, and it could be that they are not doing this right. They see it as a narcissistic injury. Some people say that. And then what happens is they go into this narcissistic rage. But the thing is, in this one, they don't take it out on the person who told them, they take it out on somebody else. Okay, yeah, they use this displacement, and they say that person is doing what really they were told they're doing wrong, but they say this person is, that their victim is. And they project it onto the victim. On and on. My goodness. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I think it's pretty long. I don't even know how I would categorize this. Like if I want to say 2 things I've noticed, or how many is in this. Really, you think about it, it involves so much. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle icon that pops up. If you want to watch another video on this channel, you can click one of the rectangles that pops up. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would, and I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.